Welcome to the Spirit Podcast, and this show is brought to you by Ivy League Brand.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have an official sponsor. Go check them out at ivyleaguebrand.com, ivyleaguebrand.com. Use promo code Spirit Podcast to get yourself 16% off your purchase.
And the link will be in the description to go to that website, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Spirit Podcast, episode 77, CoronaCast, part 7. We're knee deep in it, boys.
Do I have to get this closer to the mic? Am I good?
Yeah, you sound great.
I always sound great. Well, if I turned it up, am I going to be louder than everybody else on the show?
It could happen, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to turn it down then.
Oh, what was that voice we heard?
What was it? Do we have a guest on? Is that what that is? Do we have a guest on?
Maybe.
Oh, God.
Maybe.
Oh, God. All right. Well, for those who don't know the sound of that sexy voice, Riley's on. He is, where are you now in Corona Pandemica?
Home.
Good boy. See?
In Illinois.
Oh, don't give too much away. We
Graduated.
freshly graduated. Nice. Congratulations.
Riley did the whole virtual online.
Did you do a virtual graduation? Yeah?
No, my college decided not to have that.
Oh,
But-
for real? I thought they were going to do the whole VR thing where you put on goggles and you're like, there. Like, what's up, boys?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Have the graduation on Sims like 20 or whatever they have, whatever version they're on.
I feel so bad for everyone that has to take part in that. I didn't walk in my college graduation because I was like, it's community. So, didn't feel real. How's everyone
You know what I
doing?
learned yesterday that was pretty interesting?
What's up, sir?
That Damo's and I's ACT score equal 30.
And it didn't take us long to figure that math out, though, so who's the dummy now?
Well, dude, I'm good at math until they started adding the alphabet. Then that's when shit went downhill. I don't even want to.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I wasn't good at, like, finding the, like, X when it came to, like, triangles and shit. And, like, Pythagorean theorem. It's not math. It's a joke. If you think that's math, I don't know who you are.
Riley's over here sitting, scratching his head. He just graduated from a 4-year. You guys are like, fucking A, I gotta get new friends.
Oh, we
done that. It's like sophomore year. Never plan on doing it again.
We just see, like, his call drop, and he's like, I can't.
Too much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Riley, we know how Chris and I have been doing during this lockdown. I'm 48 hours sober. That's... Thank you. How are you doing? What's it been like in your household?
It's been pretty nice, actually. I mean, I have been in college past 3 years, back and forth, so I'm home. It's been nice just to hang. My dad works in Switzerland, so he's been home for 2 months, so that's been quality time. I've just been chilling, doing online school, watching movies, lifting, playing with video games,
Bro, you gaming?
Just a little,
Just a little.
Gotta be a little modest, but, yeah, nothing big.
So, are you, like, trying to look for a job, or you're just, like, waiting for the population to die off and then swoop in?
Yeah, population hopefully to die off.
Whoa.
I'm gonna get a certification in personal training, nutrition, health coach, something like that. Just so then when the job market opens back up, I'll have one more thing under my belt
Yeah.
to find some job.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, that's gonna be a long time until that part of the economy opens up. I mean, I think gyms are like phase 3 here. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even look at the phases. What are the phases even?
Well, hold on there, Kemosabe. I'll pull it up.
Because I read somewhere that Pritzker's plan was going to take like 9 to 15 months in total to open
Yeah,
up everything.
Yeah, basically.
But when he says that, does that mean that, like, because I know Georgia opened up, Florida opened up, right? Am I correct?
Yes, and Ohio and
Did
Texas.
they open up all the way, like all the phases, or are they just meaning like phase 1 is opened?
They're opened. They're open to like phase 3, almost. Yeah, almost phase 3. They're open to.
So I didn't even know there were phases.
Well, I mean, if you're going off what Illinois' phases are, they're at like phase 3. Those places. Arizona just lifted its stay-at-home order. So here we go. So we got phase 1. Strict stay-at-home and social distancing guidelines are in place, and only essential businesses remain open. Every region has experienced this phase once already and could return to it if mitigation efforts are unsuccessful. Phase 2. Non-essential retail stores reopen for curbside pickup and delivery. So if you want to buy your slacks, you can pick them up on the side of Kohl's.
That's
Illinois.
gonna be awful. You know how many returns are gonna come from that?
Oh, returns are not allowed. Illinoisans are directed to wear a face covering when outside the home and can begin enjoying additional outdoor activities like golf, boating, and fishing while practicing social distancing. Phase 3. Manufacturing, offices, retail, barbershops, and salons can reopen to the public with capacity and other limits and safety precautions. Gathering of 10 people or fewer are allowed. Face coverings and social distancing are norm. Phase 4. Some places only have 4. We got 5 here. Gathering of 50 people or fewer are allowed. Restaurants and bars reopen. Travel resumes. Child care and schools reopen under guidance from the Illinois Department of Public Health. Face coverings and social distancing are norm. Phase 5. The economy fully reopens with safety precautions continuing. Conventions, festivals, large events are permitted, and all businesses, schools, and places of recreation can open with new safety guidelines and precautions and procedures. So, yep.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know it was that much that, I don't give a fuck anymore, to be honest. I'm sorry I made you read all that.
My mouth
I'm so
hurts.
sick of this shit, dude. I'm just so, like, fucking, like, I don't even know what they mean by practicing social distancing. Like, why can't they just say, with social distancing? Like, why do they have to practice, like, hey, Dad, I'm practicing here. Why can't you just be like, hey, fucking don't stand more than, like, closer than 6 feet away?
Well,
Like, why do they have to say practicing? Like, that just sounds weird.
I don't know.
I want to hug you so much right now, bro, but I'm just trying not to,
I mean,
bro.
I think-
Like, I just want to hug you, dude.
I think I'm gonna hug the bros more often, after this.
Oh, yeah, we're going to kiss the homies goodnight just a little bit longer.
Nope. Do not
Yeah.
try to kiss me.
That sounds like Chris.
That sounds like, that sounds like...
All right, so enough about corn gay talk.
Oh,
Um,
alright.
Good one.
Are you saying only gay
Let's-
people quarantine?
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like I'm a news reporter with this microphone.
Bro, you always try to get me to say something I don't. Even on Xbox. Twitching with 0 viewers. They're like, oh, Chris, that was a little racist. You want to comment about that?
I don't approve of your thought that black people are less than white people. I don't.
I did not say this. Now Riley thinks I'm racist.
No, he never said that. He never said that. He was thinking it. Go ahead. Enough about Corona.
I love seeing your Twitch tweets. Bro, come watch me on Twitch. Nobody ever liked
No, it was funny because Riley and I were texting one day, and we were talking about video games or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised I don't see you watching me on stream or whatever." I see Riley's text bubbles come up, and then completely go away, and he doesn't respond. Oh, that was cracking me up, dude.
That's savage, man.
If I respond, it means I have to watch.
If I respond, well, I mean, The bad thing is he was watching you respond and then just fade off into the sunset.
Pretty funny.
That's good.
But anyways, let's get to the main reason why we have our special guest on, because he's a UFC insider.
Oh, is
He knows all the stats, all the victories, everything you need to know about the UFC. Riley knows.
I wish. I'm no
Fights
Joe
this week.
Rogan.
I know Joe Rogan. Yo, what's with Joe Rogan's scar on the back of his head?
He got hair
See that
He
shit?
tried to do hair transplants.
He did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the day, I think he had 2 done, and he has a massive scar. Because it used to be a lot less sophisticated than it is nowadays. So that's what they would do. They'd cut a chunk of your head out and put the hair in the front of your head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never noticed that? I mean, you are Joe Rogan's son, so
I didn't know he had that big of a scar.
Brian Callen did the same surgery too, so he's got one like that, but he still has some hair. He kept it.
All right, so let's go through the fights in order. We're gonna start with Pettis and Cowboy. Everybody watch that fight here?
Yes, we did. How come you're not going to start with Michelle Watterson Esperanza? Were you sexist?
Because I didn't. Fucking here he goes again. I can't win.
Well, sexists aren't winners, so
No, bro, because I didn't see that fight, so I
because they're women. I did, yes. I watched the whole
I wanted to
prelims.
fucking talk about it.
I watched the entire card. You want to talk about that fight? It wasn't that interesting. Next. Very boring. Michelle probably won it, but it wasn't very good. None of them wanted to win it.
Or
What's up?
you won on decision.
No, she lost to a decision to whatever her name was, but none of them looked like they wanted to win it. So it was just very boring. It was very point style fighting. It was kind of just so because they're women. So
Did you watch Werdum and Olink?
Verdum and Olenek.
Werdum starts with a W.
It's
Feels like he
it's
does that weird
Verdum.
smiley-
It's Verdum. It's Verdum.
does that weird
Fabricio
face.
Verdum. It's
How was that one? Did you guys watch that one?
that was a good fight. Fabricio needs to just hang it up, and Olenek still can throw. It was a nice fight. It was a good warm up. I felt like it was a good warm up to the heavyweight bout we got after that, which was Hardy versus Castro. But I mean, they both need to just hang it up.
Yeah.
They're very old.
Werdum has got that weird face he does when the camera gets on him, and it kind of creeps me out. It was like the weird thing.
I can't support these two men fighting anymore. It's starting to look bad. Olenek doesn't know how to protect his head, so he literally just like when a punch comes, he just goes like this. He just leans into it. Just okay, hit me there, and his neck's stiff, and he just takes it. It's really bad.
Well, even in the photo that he took, he doesn't realize it looks like he knows he's being taken a photo of.
Yep.
So we know where he's at.
Yeah.
There's 0 knockdowns from the stats.
Zero knockdowns
Yeah, it was just a lot of slugging and
in a heavyweight bout. 0 knockdowns. Wow,
just a bunch of old men chasing each other. That's all that was. That's all it was.
that's fair.
8% on the ground.
All right, now let's look at Pettis Cowboy. In all honesty, when I was watching Pettis Cowboy, that seemed like a backyard sprawling or sparring session. That straight up seemed like it was in like, you guys ever watch those YouTube fights in like Satan's backyard? Have a bunch of random people fighting. Street beefs. Street beefs. Yeah. Street beefs on YouTube. Like that straight up reminded me of one of those that were like they were boys, but they just felt like fighting. It was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. I feel like they were right when they went with Anthony Pettis with the win. But
Yes,
it was a good fight.
Cowboy needs a win, man. He's been doing
I-
awful.
I don't know if he should fight anymore.
It's 3 consecutive losses, right?
Big
more.
Big losses.
3 big losses. Yes, I mean,
Ferguson, Gaethje, Connor, Pettis, and there's probably one other one.
He went to 2 main events right?
Yeah.
The past 2 fights, he was main events, and then he loses in a prelim. Ugh.
Well, actually, I think his last 3 fights, his fight against Ferguson was a main event. His fight
Conor,
against
obviously.
Connor, his fight against Cowboy, I think, was a main event. Was it not?
Cowboy can't fight Cowboy.
I'm sorry, not Cowboy. Gaethje. That was a main event.
Who won that
I
one?
didn't see
Gaethje.
that one. Gaethje knocked him out.
Killed him. Did not knock him out. Killed him. He was
So
on
he's
all
lost 4
fours.
in a row.
I think, yes.
Yeah.
So he's got knocked out. He's got a broken nose. He's gotten shouldered in the face. And
Broke
then he
his
had a
nose
straight
there.
up street brawl.
Yeah, so he busted his eye against Ferguson, and then
Yep.
he busted his nose against Connor, and I mean he got concussed against Gaethje. I mean he's not doing great. Let's see, he lost he beat Ally Aquinta. That was his last win on May 4th, 2019.
That was a great fight, though.
That was a great
That was
fight.
That was probably the best Cowboy we've seen, but it's just been shit since then.
5-round decision, yeah.
I mean, after a while, dude, 4 straight losses. You have a son. You got enough money. Hopefully.
He just loves to
Thinking-
fight, though.
Oh, no, I'm like, I know he loves to fight, dude, but do you want to be there for your son's graduation, or do you want to be sipping soup out of a straw? Like, I'm like, I love the guy. I love watching him fight, but like,
He had a good year in 2018, and then ever since then's not been great. 2018 was a winning year for him. 2017, he lost to Darren Till and Robbie Lawler. I mean, that's tough. Good luck.
Yeah.
And then he beat Mike Perry with a submission in the first round, which I think a lot of people have been doing.
Dude, he doesn't fight no jokes either, man.
No, he doesn't.
Every people that we list off are good ass fighters.
He's the gatekeeper. That's the problem. And then he got beat by Leon Edwards in a 5-round decision. He beat Yancy Medeiros. I don't know. He beat him in a first-round TKO. 2018 was a good year for him, and then 2019 was just trash. Oh, he beat Ally. That was it. And then 2020, we all know the story on that one. I think it's time to get on that horse and ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Why are you sharing your screen?
No, because I just want to look up
Oh.
stats of these fights and whatnot. Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. So Pettis, what do you guys think's next for Pettis?
Who do you think he fights next? I don't know who he did. I mean, he took out Wonder Boy in pretty spectacular fashion, losing the whole fight and came back to win. And then he just took out Cowboy in a pretty tough fight. I just
Who did he lose to last fight?
Let me see.
Carlos Ferreira.
He's
right
had
there.
2 fights in 2020. So he won May 9th. He won January 18th against Carlos Diego Ferreira.
No, he lost.
2019, he lost to Nate Diaz. That was his last one. He lost to Nate Diaz, and that was August 17th, 2019.
Go back to 2020. He lost to Carlos
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay, my bad.
to
my
a
bad.
submission in the second round. He's
Okay.
got 32 fucking fights. Shit.
Yeah. And then he KO'd Stephen Thompson. You remember that one? He got knocked the fuck out there, dude.
He was, and it's a good thing because he was losing. I mean, losing to Wonder Boy. I was watching that fight in my in-laws' basement on my phone, and I just remember watching him get clipped and went, "Oh shit!" Like I woke up half the house.
And then in 2018, he lost to a KO TKO round 2 to Tony Ferguson. Interesting. Okay. Next for him,
He beat Michael Chiesa. That's pretty impressive.
what about Ali Quinta? Next for Anthony Pettis.
Ooh, I like it. I do like it. Who's in his division? Who's in the welterweight division right now? That's gonna be. Give me those stats there, Jamie. Welterweight's one word. UFC. There it is.
I have this setting on my computer. It's a CTE setting, so it knows.
It's like Stephen Hawking's computer.
It knows what's going on. All right.
Oh, give him Robbie Lawler.
Fucking stacked line.
Give him Robbie Lawler.
Next,
Yeah, get him in the top 10.
Tyron Woodley and Leon Edwards. That fight got canceled, correct?
Yes. It was supposed to. Well, it got canceled because it was supposed to be in England, I think, and then COVID. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Robbie Lawler 10th versus. I could see that. That'd be good.
I could see him.
I
going
want
up
to see
against-
Robbie and Stefan fight.
I would like to see either Anthony go for Robbie or go up to Michael Chiesa and see how that goes.
Look at this guy, Geoff Neal. Just fucking.
Oh my God, is that his mugshot or is that a UFC?
Unreal.
Mike Perry's 22nd. Get out.
Mike Perry.
Guy cheated on his bombshell wife. What a...
Well, dude, Mike Perry's busy playing Call of Duty, dude. His character is literally in Call of
I
Duty.
know, he's too busy giving his CGI for that shit.
I like Matt Brown, man.
Pat.
Matt Brown hasn't
I would-
fought in a while, though, hasn't he?
I would like to see Matt Brown versus Anthony Pettis. That would be a good fight.
He hasn't fought in like a year.
Let's see.
Or more than a year.
Well, he's got 2 past wins.
Well, yeah, but against Ben Saunders and Diego Sanchez. Those guys are fucking...
His last fight was 2016.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in years.
Oh, he's got it. Yo, he's got 3 last. Yeah, he's done for. Never mind.
Yeah, see you later,
talking
man.
about-
See you later, man.
All right, so we got that fight covered. Next one was Hardy and DeCastro. What'd you guys think of that one?
Greg Hardy's a real problem. It's a real problem. Greg Hardy is a real fucking problem. I mean...
Where's he at even in the rankings?
Are you in heavyweight, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, there he is, 28th.
I mean, he just took out DeCastro. Where was DeCastro?
33.
There. So I would like to see him go up against Ben Rothwell and get some experience. But Ben's going to be fighting this weekend. He's fighting tomorrow, actually, Ben. There's UFC tomorrow, guys. You know that, right?
Yep.
I'm excited.
Dude, Fight Companion?
I'm down.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm down.
let's do a Fight
I get off
Companion.
of work at 5.
Okay. Oh, and piss off the wife. Yeah, give him fucking Tai Tuivasa or give him Ben. Well, Ben you can't, so give him Tai or give him. No, I don't even know who that guy is. He looks scary. Give him Tai or give him.
Walt Harris.
No, Walt Harris is fighting this weekend. I mean, dude, give him. I can't believe Fabricio Verdum is in the top 15. Jesus. Oh,
Well, dude, all these heavyweights guys, they just last, man. They just last a decent. Like, look at all these guys. These are some old dudes, man. Santos, Overeem. Fucking Santos has fought 38,000 fights.
Overeem has got how many fights? 50 plus, 60 plus
The
fights.
number one fighter in this is Stipe, and he hasn't fought since Nam.
No, he fought
Yeah, they
last
gotta
year.
get him and DC out. They gotta have that fight already.
Well,
They can get
DC's
going.
about to lose his ability to think fighting Francis Ngannou.
Hey, if I'm DC, I want no part of that.
I want none.
Part of that.
None.
After that fight, none.
No part of that. No part of that.
Next fight, Stephens and Qatar. What a fucking elbow by Qatar, dude.
Oh yeah,
That shit.
Yeah.
that was a messy fight. That was Which one was the one that I'm thinking of where it was literally all ground game? Was it that one?
No. That was a good fight.
Yeah,
8-6,
that was
6.
a lot of on the ground.
Really?
His grappling. Yeah, his grappling was unreal. Qatar had Jeremy on the ground for like the whole time pretty much, and
I'm
like
thinking
had him in that weird twist.
Oh no, that wasn't it. That might have been on the prelims. I don't know if that's right.
'Cause I
They
didn't
had him in that
Are you sure that wasn't Luke versus Price?
I think that was it. I think it was Price versus Luque because it was two skinny guys. He had him like a fucking pretzel.
Because I didn't remember that one going to the ground, to be honest.
Yeah, no, because Stevens won, right?
No. Qatar won. Qatar won with the
Knocked him
KO
out.
knockout.
Mm.
Remember that elbow to Jeremy Steffen's like face?
Oh yeah, that cut him up real bad. Oh, that was a nasty
Yeah.
cut in his forehead. Nasty.
That was a good fight. I'm excited to watch Qatar. I could see him fighting either Yair or Zabit, maybe some Chung Sung Jung.
Oh, is that the Korean Zombie?
He's the Korean Zombie. He is hanging around 3, man. He hasn't fought in a bit. When was the last time he fought?
Last year.
He's 14-5. I'm not trying to. Okay, well, when was the last fight? 139. So I mean, he's.
Wait a minute. No, he is not. It's been.
No.
It can't be that long
What?
ago. The Korean Zombie had fought recently, didn't he?
We're on
Yeah,
249, right? Yeah, I think they have their numbers fucked up. I think it was 239. I think that's what it was. Because 139, dude.
Yeah, they have their numbers. Look, it says November 2018. That's.
Yeah, 139 is like fucking Chuck Liddell. Maybe not that far back. But.
No. I think that's the Korean Zombie, I think.
We'll be honest, we don't have much to talk about versus Ngannou versus Rosenstrike. Let's talk about it for 20 seconds, just like how long the fight lasted for.
Here, I'll talk about it. Ready? Just kill the guy. He killed the guy.
He's
Killed the guy.
He's retiring.
Come on.
Rosenstrike's retiring after that.
I mean, you poked the bear. If you're Rosenstrike, you poked the bear, and you got it.
Did Rosenstrike call out Ngannou?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, he
Definitely
did.
called him out.
Why? Why call out this man? Look at him, bro.
Oh God.
Did you see he picked up Shaq? You see that video? He picked Shaq up.
Yeah, he picked Shaq up.
And Shaq's like, I've never been picked up in my life.
Shaka.
Picked up Shaq.
Yep. Picked him up, just like a little dolly doll. Picked him up.
That post-fight interview was funny too. He's like, "Yo, let me be on your podcast." Just like, yeah, let's get it going.
Let's get it going, man. Oh, dude.
Alright.
Okay, so clearly Francis is going to fight either Stipe or DC. Whoever wins the belt back. If DC wins, you're getting Ngannou, and if Stipe wins, he's getting Ngannou. Who do you think dies first?
Stipe.
You think Stipe?
Stipe.
Well, Stipe has already beaten Ngannou. So,
What?
yeah, but Stipe took
Yeah.
a lot of damage. See right there, Stipe's wins, Francis Ngannou, December. Or decision.
When was that?
Wow.
When was that fight?
Oh, I cannot tell you. But, I mean, Stipe took a lot of damage.
UFC 220.
Yeah, that one's correct.
Wow.
I mean,
That's probably why Stipe hasn't fought. He's probably recovering from that. He fought Ngannou, and then 6 events later, he fought Cormier.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
fight for a while either.
Oh, yeah, Joe was talking about it with Brendan Schaub on his podcast. He goes, I mean, that one really messed Stipe up.
Yeah, he got decision by Ngannou.
So,
Basically 6 concussions in one fight.
You went
And then he got
5
KO'd
rounds.
in the first round.
Yeah, you went 5 rounds. Well, he KO'd DC in 1 round.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, wait. I don't get their I don't get their like fucking.
So 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and he KO'd Daniel.
Well, no, because it says loss. So Daniel KO'd him, but that's not what happened because Stipe won.
Yeah.
Stipe's still the champion.
Anyways, all right.
I'm angry.
So that could happen either way.
Yeah.
Now let's really break down this Cueto versus Cruz fight. All right, right now, can we get a count who thinks that was a good stoppage? I do.
I do.
I do it. I heard Dominic Cruz's reasons on why they shouldn't have, but he just took a knee to the face, and he did not look like he was.
Yes.
Oh,
12 unanswered shots.
yeah.
How
12.
wide are those fuckers? 135? Jesus, they were like.
I know, little things.
Yeah,
But
I
see,
don't know.
that's how bad that division is because Dominic Cruz hasn't fought in like 2 presidents, and he's still number 9. Like,
Yeah, I don't really recognize.
I mean, Cody Garbrandt, of course, Josie Aldo, and then you got Sterling, Uriah. I mean, yeah, John Dotson, I guess, but he's not like
Where's
relevant.
TJ Dillashaw?
He's suspended 1 more year. 1 more year, and he'll be back decimating people. But
Peter Yan.
yeah, Peter's good. Ricky Simone, he's sneaky good. He's not doing well right now, but he's sneaky good. He needs to not get emotional when he fights, and he'll be okay. But I mean, you don't have much of a division there, and now you're gonna get rid of Cejudo, and it's gonna be like, who's gonna grab that belt? I mean, Sterling has a good shot at grabbing that belt because I don't see Jose fighting for a while or fighting competitively.
Yeah, I think Jose's done. So I think 2 of the top 3 are done. So I think it's going to be Sterling versus Yan or Sterling versus Morales to get that belt.
That'd be a good fight. Those boys can clap. I'm so disappointed in Dominic Cruz. I don't want to see him fight anymore. I'm angry. Like, it's one thing to think you got like a bad stoppage, but to act like a child the way he did, it's like, dude, come on. You got punched so hard in the face that was it Need?
He took a knee.
Did he get kneed? Oh, okay. Well, you got kneed so hard in the face, your lip curled. Like, well, you're done. And then you 11 unanswered strikes, and you're gonna say it was a bad stoppage. Sure, 2 seconds are left, and you're 135 pounds. But still, like, 9 times out of 10, you err on the side of caution. If you're the ref. And you just don't want, anything bad to happen to these 2 guys who are going to war, and you're literally not answering a single blow for 11 fucking strikes.
Yeah, it's a significant strike by Tari. He took 15 to the head.
It's
I can't get back to the place where I see you guys.
click Skype, bro.
Oh, it's just so confusing. All right. Anyways, let's get to the main one.
Whoa, wait a minute there, sir. We got what type of recourse do you think is going to happen for either Keith Peterson or Dominic Cruz for how they've been going at each other on social media? Are you okay with a ref clapping back at a fighter on social media, or do you think that's not his place?
I have not seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Either.
Keith Peterson posted a picture of Dominic Cruz when his lip curled and he was falling down to the canvas, saying how I look after a night of drinking and smoking cigarettes, because that's what Dominic said Keith was doing.
Awesome.
So, and then Keith also said, "Sorry, bud, I was trying to save you from getting CTE, but it looks I was too late," because he's just talking out of his ass. I don't know if I'm Dana White. I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with
I'm okay with it.
Entertaining, but
How did Cruz respond to that? I mean, he was probably like, shit, you right.
Well,
He really thought he got his shit kicked in.
I know. I mean, but he's saying that the guy smelled like cigarettes and booze when he was in the octagon, and that he wanted a new ref the moment he stepped in the cage.
It's quarantine. Who doesn't smell like that, dude?
That's
I
fair.
guess if it comes from Cruz, I don't know. He announces a ton of fights. So him and Dana are probably won't say anything.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't like watching him act the way he did in the cage was just like, hey, Dominic, you haven't fought in like 20 years. Shut up.
I've always had an issue with him, but since he hasn't fought in so long, I forgot that issue, and then this fight reminded me of that issue.
Yes.
Conor McGregor can't back it up anymore.
Excuse me? I don't
See,
think.
Conor McGregor went and called out everybody on Twitter.
Dude, that was an insane tweet battle.
I know. If
Holy
I'm his
shit.
wife, I'm like, honey, just give me
It's like, bro, you're drunk again.
Yeah, I think if you put him in a cage with Gaethje, I think you'll see some good matchup there. I don't want to see him fight Khabib again. I just don't.
I can't take that. I don't think I could take that mentally. I don't think I could take that physically. I don't think that'd be good, especially during quarantine. Nobody's ready for that. Nobody's in shape enough. You know how many heart attacks that would cause?
Oh, I know. I couldn't do it.
Well, dude, I think it's gonna be Masvidal versus McGregor in July because McGregor tweeted out, "See you in July." America flag versus Irish flag or whatever.
Okay. Well, I think he meant Gaethje, but because isn't Jorge?
You think he's gonna fight Gaethje?
He wants Gaethje. I think.
Who would want Gaethje after seeing that shit?
He doesn't want the belt. He's like, I'll wait for the real one.
Yeah, a crazy Irishman.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I think that was the greatest UFC performance I've ever seen.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Yeah.
To make Tony Ferguson look like that, that's insane.
What?
Oh, man, those shots they were taking.
But that's the crazy thing. Ferguson was taking them and still moving forward. Like,
On purpose.
yeah, on purpose. Not falling forward, walking.
Couple of them.
Yeah, a couple of them, yeah. But, I mean...
You could hear them.
I know.
That was new.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, to watch Ferguson take that abuse and still just move forward, it's like, Jesus, good Lord. How? I mean, his coach even said, stop trying to kill him, is what he said to his coach. Like, what Gaethje's coach said to him.
Gaethje to run out of air, run out of cardio.
Yeah.
Because he was throwing them like crazy, but
Dude.
At the end of the second, he almost did. At the end of the second, he was throwing
uppercut?
all haymaker. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's lucky, man.
Yeah.
That it was out of the round. That could have been very different.
Yeah, it's very fortunate for him that round ended there because if it hadn't, we might be talking about a different story. Because Ferguson smells blood in the water. He's a great finisher, so it's just shit, And just the resolve.
To make Ferguson look like that,
The
dude.
resolve, everything about his fight was beautiful from the start of his performance to the end and his coaching. I mean,
the coaching is yelling at him, "Hey, you know what happened the last time we got cocky? Yes, sir. Got finished twice."
Yes, exactly. I mean, he reined him in and got him back on track and literally implemented everything. Like, sometimes you, see guys in the corner and you see the coach talking to them and they're like, and they go out and don't do anything. Every time Gaethje spoke to his coach, the whole round was what his coach told him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. Hey, stop throwing so fucking hard. 20% less, 10% less. Stop throwing so hard. Okay, yeah, got it. And then he stopped throwing so hard, and he started tagging Ferguson better. It was beautiful. It's poetry.
Zero takedowns, though. Zero takedowns.
Right?
I was surprised about that one a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought there would be a few more because they're both pretty good wrestlers. Gaethje was an All-American in wrestling.
Zero takedowns. Zero
That's
takedowns
crazy.
in his career, Gaethje. Zero. He has not shot once.
Yeah.
That's what Joe just said. He said he had not shot once in his career, and he's like an All-American wrestler. Has not shot once.
So what? Tomorrow's UFC 250?
I don't think it's a pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it's just a fight night.
UFC fight night. Oh, I gotta piss.
Okay. What's his name's fighting? Anthony Smith's fighting Glover
So we
Teixeira.
got Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira. We got Ben Rothwell versus OSP. Alexander Hernandez versus Drew Dober. Ricky Simon versus Ray Borg. Carl Roberson versus Marvin Vittori. Honestly, I recognize 3 names.
What? Those are some goodies.
I'm gonna watch them for sure.
Those are some delicious snacks right there. And you know what's crazy is that Souza was also supposed to fight on this card. Like
I think all of he got corona.
Yeah, and just imagine how against fucking Hall.
Yeah.
What a card, Dana. What a card.
What'd you guys think of the no fans?
I liked it.
Oh, I loved it.
I liked it. I wonder if Tony suffered from not having people on the stands, though. I feel like he's a fighter that fights off emotion, and having crowds would help him. So having no one there kind of hurt him.
Did they talk about it? Any of the fighters talk about it in the post-fight interviews? How they like the no fans or whatever?
I didn't hear anything about it.
I didn't hear anything.
I just heard a lot of propaganda about staying safe from COVID when the mortality rate's below 1%, but whatever.
Alright, well, let's not. We don't have to get into that. I'm so fucking tired of talking about Corona. Can you pause it for a second? I gotta take a piss.
Chris has got to pee, everybody.
Sorry.
So, all right, uno, dos, tres. So the no fans, I liked it a lot. I appreciated it for two aspects. You can hear the punches, and whenever a fighter did ground game or cage work, no one booed like idiots. So it was kind of nice. Thoughts?
I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking.
It's an hour-long show, Chris. You got to give me more than that.
Alright. No,
I
because
miss
I mean,
cool walkouts though, with the band going crazy.
Yeah, that was sad, not having like that. But did you see smiling Sam Alvey on his walkout? Like it was the prelims, like the prelims. He like walked out and was pointing to the crowd, like waving and shit. He played to the and one of it like he won, and one of his coaches jumped in the stands and like pretended to be a fan. And was like and, like ran up to him and asked for a picture. It was hilarious. Oh my god, it was good stuff.
That guy took a beating too.
Yeah, I just what a great
Got
card.
choked out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was deep. I mean, his face looked scared, and I was like, "End this, please!" Like I was uncomfortable. I mean, just what a great card. And then Trump came on and thanked Dana for like doing this, and it was like, wow, I'm gonna cry. But
what a night.
It's like exactly what we like need. Honestly, we need to have fucking sports.
Yeah,
That and Korea baseball.
And you gotta take what you can get.
Hey, them Koreans can play ball, man.
When you say it like that, that's when it sounds racist. That's why I call you out.
I complimented them, dude.
You could just say those guys really can play baseball instead of saying them Koreans.
Yeah, Chris, don't be shitty, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like them white people can play ball too. Them black people can play basketball.
No, see, you can see them white people.
It would be racist if I said them black people can't swim. That would be racist.
Well, see, it's not, everyone thinks it's me trying to set him up. I just pull it out of him. It's there.
No, I'm making a actual example of what a racist would actually say.
Okay. Duly noted.
Baseball and for black people with the basketball.
I honestly though, I don't think it's white people can play baseball. I think it's more Dominicans and Cubans.
Bro, the best player is Mike Trout right now, so we still have it. We still got it, bro. We still got it.
I don't agree. I think, did you see CC Sabathia lost weight? Like,
oh, is that fat shaming? Is he fat shaming himself?
Oh God, like Adele. Did we talk about that?
No, we have not talked about it. I'm glad you brought that shit up.
Okay, enough
Riley,
UFC.
Have you seen what we're
beautiful.
talking about?
No.
Okay, so Adele, you know the singer Adele, right?
Yeah.
You know she was a little on the heavier side.
Don't say little on the heavier. She was thick with like several extra C's and a couple of K's.
Right? She comes out, posts this picture, looking great.
Great.
Absolutely great. Lost a bunch of weight, looks so much more healthier. You know, smiling. She seems very proud. You know, here I'll read you an actual thing. So someone shared the picture of Adele. Here, I could show you what Adele looks like now, Riley. That's what Adele looks like now. Crazy, right? It's like a completely new person. Like she lost like probably.
Can you get a before? Can you get a before, please?
Get a before.
I mean, this isn't a video podcast, but just for everyone's edification.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh. Yeah. Look at this. That's insane. That's insane.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so we're looking at least 100-pound
At
difference,
least.
right? At least. And now she looks great. She looks so much more healthy. And a person shared it, and this is one of the probably thousands of people. Adele is a traitor to the body positivity movement. By losing weight, she is fat-shaming her younger self. The Telegraph shares an article, Why the Photo of a New Slimmer Adele Makes Women Like Me Feel Uncomfortable.
That's terrible. That's not
Like, okay.
That's your personal problem.
Right? Okay, now. She was beautiful either way. For sure.
No.
But now, hold up, people. She is now healthier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that weird to say? Is it like it's
Because she's taken her chances of dying from a disease lower. Like, you know, she's lowered her chances of getting diabetes. She's lowered her chances of getting a heart problem. She's lowered her, you know, she's taken responsibility for her life and turned it in a direction of longevity.
yeah.
And now we got a problem with that?
Like, how is The Biggest Loser a thing if that makes people uncomfortable?
Quick question. Are they still making The Biggest Loser?
Yeah, because Steve Cook's the
Shout
trainer.
out
Shout out
Steve
Steve
Cook, bro.
Cook. Hey, shout out Steve
Great guy.
Cook.
Great guy.
What a fucking
Always
great
a fan.
guy. Shout out Steve Cook.
Do you guys know him? I mean,
You don't know who Steve Cook is?
no, I do not. But it sounds like you guys are best friends.
That's the base of Riley's and I's friendship is Steve Cook.
How I got into fitness, bro.
That's how our matching tattoos. Don't you see our matching Steve Cook tattoos? It just fucking
It's not even a tattoo of Steve Cook. It's just a guy saying Steve Cook, great guy. Like it's just a generic dude.
It's like a stick for a Steve Cook, great guy.
Oh, is that Steve Cook? No, huh?
Gonna make those shirts.
You should. We got a lot of shirts to make. I mean, we got a lot for this company. We need to start making.
So we're now at a point in 2020 where it is bad for someone to make a goal, achieve that goal, and to become more healthy.
Oh yes, it's terrible.
Yeah.
They would like you more.
Offends people.
They would like you more if you were Lizzo and just like, I'm a fat black woman and I'm gonna shake my ass in your mouth. And if you don't like it, you're racist. You clearly are a fattest and a sexist. It's like, no,
It's unhealthy.
You're unhealthy. I'm
unhealthy.
worried about you.
Yeah.
You know.
Is it now? Now you can't say that if you're fat and you see someone like that. I could say that shit. I was a fatty. Okay. I lived on two sides of the ball.
I remember
Right.
that times.
Exactly. Riley remembers that. So you can't say I'm a fattest or whatever the hell that means. Okay? My brother called me fat every single day. You know what I did about it? I got in shape.
Cried.
Okay.
Oh, well, first.
I'm a bodybuilder now.
So that's just so embarrassing to me. Like it's like that's actually hilarious.
I just
That's
what in the fuck? Like, it's one thing to have curves. It's one thing to have curves, but to be obese, that's a different ball game. That is a
Unhealthy. You're
It is
gonna die.
it's a dangerous ball game to play. So why is it now seen as some character defect if you go and lose weight? And not only is it a problem, but we're going to now shame you because you used to be fat and now you're skinny. And it's like, instead of using her, now you used her as an inspiration before. Like, oh, she's fat and she can sing. Well, now she's skinny and still can sing, but now you don't care? What? Why aren't you going, oh my god, she did it, I can do it. No, it's she did it, how dare she? What the fuck?
How dare she become more healthy? How dare she care about herself and want to become a better version of herself? How dare she?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you going to mock someone who, like, quit smoking? Are you going to are you going to say to a cancer patient, why are you going to chemo? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly,
They're
dude.
doing something for
You
their...
go to chemo. That's
Yeah.
What a
stupid.
fucking loser,
Yeah,
dude.
like, what the
Bro, that guy's still going to chemo.
And
Sounds
it's not,
Big Mike.
and it's not like she went to the opposite end of the spectrum where she's like anorexic. Oh, I don't eat anymore. That's why I'm skinny. No, it's like she said, I used to cry and now I sweat.
That's badass.
That is badass. That's a superpower.
Do you know how much
Great line.
mentally probably stronger she is going through that? Like, do you know how much mentally stronger you get from training? Like, that is where people. That's where the most of gain she probably has gotten from this. Yes, obviously she looks great now and has lost 100 pounds, but I guarantee she's gained more mentally than she has physically.
She's grown mental weight.
Yeah.
She switched it. She lost the body weight and gained the mental weight. She switched.
Let's get that T-shirt.
Gang, 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 gang. All right. What were you gonna say, Ryan?
Chris. What was it about? Unrelated. I think she had to stop touring because of anxiety or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Like she had to just completely cut it off. So this might play an effect and might be helping her that she did lose this weight.
Hell yeah, it did, man.
She was the voice and the soundtrack to James Bond. Now she can be a Bond girl.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Right?
That's dope.
That's
sick.
and still be the soundtrack. I hope. Do you think you lose your voice if you get skinny? Do you think that happens?
No.
Let's hope. Well, that next album's gonna be real shaky. We're gonna have to make sure.
Oh, when it comes out.
Just give her
bomb ass photo cover over.
give her a donut. Can we?
Yeah, let's start Pokken season.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, I think that's.
It's the Twilight Zone. Up is down.
20%.
It's the Twilight Zone. Up is down. It doesn't fucking make sense. It's just good for her.
Nothing
And like, more people need to get a fucking hobby. If the best you can do with your time is to go, she lost weight and now I feel bad about myself. What?
Yeah, because they're not doing anything with their life. So what they want to do is tear you down.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything.
Well, they need to find something to complain about.
Uh-huh.
And feel good about, feel like, oh, at least I'm not doing that. At least I don't look like that.
At least I'm not losing weight. At least I'm not
Yeah.
getting
Like
healthier.
Yeah. Some people don't have that mindset. It's crazy to me. It's like, I would not want to walk around overweight. Like,
Alright, stop
if
picking
I
on
was
me now.
overweight.
Obese is one thing. You don't need to go overweight, Riley. Jesus. Thanks. Okay?
Like, like unhealthy overweight. Obviously, you know, a few pounds here or there is fine.
Well, I stepped on the scale, boys. And,
Stuff on the landline here.
It's gonna be harder than saying what I got on my ACTs.
Didn't recognize the numbers.
I didn't think they could go that high on that scale. So it's 230, 231. That's where Pop is at right now.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy.
I'm a thick boy. I'm part of the thick boy bike club. That's for sure. I really need the gym to open up. I need it. I just did my first workout at home today. High intensity, no rests. I just did a bunch of reps of random weights and shit.
Dude, the gym's closing. People don't realize how much of a dangerous thing that is for people. Yeah. Like, I know it sounds like, it's like, alright, dude, fucking relax, you fucking weight rat, or whatever you call him, lift rat, or whatever. Gym rat, thank you. That was embarrassing. But, dude, that's super important for people.
Oh, I was going every day for 2 months and I felt great. I had a great
But not
system.
only, like, physically great, but you felt mentally great.
Yes, I had a place to release, and I had something to look forward to. I was, like, in it every day, and I felt so motivated to keep it up every day. Part of my Lent was to go to the gym 4 times a week. And I was going so hard on that before everything got shut down. Dude, it sucks. Like, I have no motivation to use my house as a gym. Like, at all.
Do you guys think people... Because the one thing during this whole quarantine thing, and that's why I wanted to ask you this, Riley. Because when I didn't... Like, when the YMCA shut down, and, like, I was no longer had a job, and I was going through those couple weeks where it was just, like... Gym, video games. And I felt like I was falling out of reality of what life actually, like on what a daily life actually should look like, you know? Yeah. And I got used to that. Like, I got used to not being in reality. And now that I have this job and I'm back in what reality is usually like, it feels weird.
Good or bad? Do you like it or not?
Oh no, I just have to get used to it. Like, I like my job and whatnot. Yeah. It's just like getting used to it, like changing my schedule around, making a new routine, and all that fun stuff. But my question is to you guys: do you think people are now going to have a problem going back to what reality is actually supposed to look like now that they are such in a routine with this quarantine thing? They have made a routine with the non-reality of things. Because some people
I feel like.
Yeah, because some people, like, I'm a big routine person. You know, I have to be super structured in things. So now people have taken this quarantine and they've found structure inside of the quarantine. You know, so when the quarantine's over, they're going to have to find structure in the actual reality of things.
Like, I mean, the structure and the routine that you're in during quarantine, I mean, even for me, and I'm still working, is pretty shallow. Or even by shallow, I mean not really fulfilling for me. It's like, you know, I used to hate going into the office. I was like, why the fuck do I need to do this? I can do everything I need to do from home. Well, now it's like, I'm going to go to the fucking office Wednesday and have a great time. Like, you know... Yeah. It's a pain in the ass for me, this routine. I mean, I can only imagine what it would be like for someone that's, like, lost their job and is just sitting at home collecting a check right now from unemployment and shit. Or working a job that's not the one they had and they have to, like, just to pay the bills type shit. I can't imagine that. But my routine blows. I have no motivation to get out of bed. I have no motivation to, like, sit down at my desk. I mean, I fucking wear, like, sweatpants every day, and it's terrible. Terrible. I want to go to the gym. I want to go to my desk. I want to go to my office. It's mind-bogglingly numb.
The amount of people that are probably dealing with that right now.
Oh, the suicide hotline's up 300%. When it was...
Yeah, rest in peace, Luke Sandow. Fuck, that is... Oof. Yeah, dude, it's like when you take away somebody's meaning, you know? Like, that's... Oof.
I mean, and that's, I think, a gross oversight that was made with this whole lockdown. Is like this term of essential worker. Any job you have to feed your kids, any job you have to put a roof over your head and put food on the table is essential. So who the fuck are you to tell me shit about what's essential? Like, just because it's not a medical field or a construction field or blah, 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 it's essential. I need to do this. For my mental health, for my physical health, for my kids' well-being, for my future. Like, this is essential to my life. And taking that away from people and saying you're not, like, literally the government is telling you you're not essential is just like a big slap in the penis.
Mm.
I mean, just...
Big slap in the penis. Yeah, it's taxing to just repeat the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
Hopefully
well, I mean, like, it would be... That's weird, because, like if you have a job, you know, you are pretty much doing the same thing over and over and over again, but I think it's...
You're free to go where you want.
Yeah, you're free to go where you want, and you have, like, more distractions within the actual...
mundane.
Because, like, whether you like it or not, you're going to have a job that you like, but there are going to be some things that you fucking hate about it, you know, but... Those are only 8 hours of the day, And now when you are forced to do those 8 hours at home, and then the things that you used to do after the 8 hours of work are now at home as well.
And you can't like get a phone call or a text message from your buddies and be like, hey, we're meeting at, Sporty's, you want to go grab a beer? Or we're going to go grab dinner with, name a couple, you can't do that. So it's just like, everything is blurred into just your house. Everything. So, you're working from home, now you start drinking at 10 a.m. and then you just continue drinking until shut up, Riley. You can still okay. You start drinking at 10 a.m. and then you keep drinking until 10 p.m. and then your day shot. You had 3 cigars and you sat in your garage all day and listened to podcasts. What did you do? Nothing, Tom.
Bro, if I were you, I would just fucking try and knowledge the shit out of your quarantine, bro. Every podcast you listen to, just knowledge podcast. Fucking.
Oh, but that's the problem. Here's the problem with that is you literally listen to any podcast, whether it's Fighter and the Kid, Joe Rogan, Your Mom's House, the Ben Shapiro, whatever. Any podcast you listen to is COVID, 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 COVID. And then you just hear them talk about stats about COVID and why we shouldn't be locked down. And then you just get angry that you're locked down.
Well, bro, go back. Fucking go back. Go back.
But then you go back and then it's
a podcast where they don't even talk about the news. You're so news deep, bro.
But
you just need to fucking.
But
you need to fucking.
I literally listed 3 podcasts that are supposed to be comedy podcasts. They're not news podcasts.
Dude. But they're podcasts in today's world. Okay.
This is the guru, bro.
I'm just saying, dude. You need to listen to something. There are plenty of lectures and podcasts out there that don't even talk about what's going on in today's world. You can listen to a fucking podcast by 10 years from ago, and you'd be like, yeah, that's some good shit. And you wouldn't even think twice about it because they don't even talk about what's going on in today's world. No shit if you're going to listen. We talked about COVID in this podcast.
And we're a shit podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris,
so what do you expect from a good podcast? What?
Say your happiness quote, bro.
Bro, there's some truth to that.
Say it. Don't need to hear, man.
Didn't you agree with that quote that I kind of made up?
What's your happiness quote?
Happiness is a word that is created by the devil to idolize instant gratification.
We'll see you guys on the next episode of the Spirit Podcast.
All right.
Well, no, we're getting the T-shirts printed.
How many people swiped up on that on Insta?
The votes came in. 58% of people agreed with it, and 42% didn't agree with it. And that's what I wanted, dude. I didn't want it to be like, "Wow, you're so smart, great quote." Nah, dude,
I
wanted
didn't know you made that up by yourself.
You want to cause some friction. You want to cause some anger to see the real demons come out.
Well, dude, I'm just saying, if you think about it long enough, man, okay. That quote is as serious as it gets. When you look at that quote, it's you're taking the word and you're just extending it fucking so far, right? So I get it where people can read that and be like, all right, calm the fuck down. But there is some truth to that quote itself, if you really think about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is. I'm only saying that because you're my friend. But, no, there is. I mean, you...
The devil be talking, Chris. The devil be talking.
Bro, I'm just saying, dude.
I mean, it's...
I don't know. Sorry, Dom.
No,
We've
go ahead.
all been in that point where it's oh, man, I just want to be happy. What the fuck is that, dude?
You know who says that? You know who says that? The people that fat shame Adele now.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. I don't want to go on a rant. We've talked enough. I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I definitely think you need to start finding more fulfillment in life than just I want to be happy. Why don't you just go tackle a mountain?
But that's the thing. All right, I'll do a little rant, okay?
Fuck.
You see, you hear the people say that, man. I just want to be happy, okay? And then you're asking me okay, what makes you happy? And then they'll list off a bunch of little things that are sporadic moments of happiness, right? And, like, let's take this down. If you want to be happy, okay, and then you say in those moments that you're happy and they're small little sporadical things, and you want that feeling to last, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, you're happy there, and you want to be in that mood all the damn time, you're going to be numb to everything.
Yeah.
You're going to be numb to fucking everything. You're not even going to realize what happiness is because you're not going to be able to feel what actually evil is.
Yep.
You know? So that's my part of the quote where it's like, there's some truth in it, but I can see where people read that quote and it's taken beyond measurement. So there's a flip-flop effect to it. I don't know. That's my idea of it. That was a short rant.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
appreciate
for that knowledge.
I'm not even giving you shit. I'm not giving you shit. I do appreciate it.
No,
That's
no,
true.
no, I know you're not.
That's true. I mean, I do agree that there's a lot of this pursuit of happiness, but
Yeah.
the trail there is also happiness. Like,
It's like for you to actually think you're going to be happy for longer than I'll give you a day is absolute bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
like even in your best days, like ever, there is that full 24 hours isn't full of happiness. That's absolute
hey,
bullshit.
case in point, I got married. My wedding day was the happiest day of my life. It was great. There's so many memories, and like that you can soak up and remember for a lifetime. And then you get the wedding video, and it's like just replays all of it, and it gives you a taste of that happiness back.
Yeah.
The next day after our wedding, did Franca and I fight? Yes. But that's just because we got aggravated with each other, and then we weren't aggravated all day. But even in something that is lifetime changing moment, it goes away.
Yeah.
And then you're back to reality. Vacations. You're talking to someone that doesn't like holidays. I don't like Christmas. I don't like Thanksgiving. Not a big fan of the holidays because there is so much buildup of where are we gonna go, who are we gonna see, what are we gonna have. It's my favorite Bible quote. There's so much pressure on what are we going to do, where are we gonna be, and then when it comes and goes, it's like
You didn't enjoy it.
It's an emotional dump of there's only 24 hours in this day, and I'm going to be spending it with people I love, but the build-up never lives up to the hype.
Exactly. I was just about to say you're building up to that high, but when it never reaches the high, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like left in that saying where it's like you were building up for that high, never reached that high, and then now you're going back to normality or whatever you call it, and now you're expecting that to be the same high, and it's like
The only holiday I like is New Year's Eve. Because it lasts all night, and then you party all night, and then you go into the holiday partying all night.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you have the day off, you go to someone else's house, you have dinner there. It's like, that's the one that I like. Like, I like Christmas Eve, because you still get to hang out with people, but it's not the day. And then there's no real big expectation on Christmas Eve. But Christmas, there's supposed to be some weird expectation.
I guess it comes down to what your definition of things are. And that's what I think the biggest thing is. It's like people don't know the definitions of words that I think they're supposed to.
Based on our
biggest thing
ACT
with the
scores, neither do
whole-
I.
What's up?
I said based on our ACT scores, neither do I.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or yours.
I think like that quote is the biggest. It depends on what your definition of happiness is.
Yeah.
Because I think some people, happiness and joy is very, very mixed up. Right? Like, because this one person responded, I give you it 1 second. They responded with, give me a sec.
Gotta go through all the girls he DM'd.
Oh, yeah.
You don't stand a chance with Jessica Alba. You need to stop DMing her.
So, like, then one person responded, fake, non-materialistic things like puppies, family, and friends, and good food make me pretty happy. And I'm like, all right, happy for sure, right? Food. I understand how it makes you happy. You're eating it. You're happy while you're eating it, right? And that's the same thing while people get fat, right? They enjoy a good fucking burger and they're happy during it, but they suffer the consequences later.
Again,
okay?
stop talking about me.
Family, friends. I think that's joy. I don't really necessarily think that's happiness because those things don't go away. And that's part of the reason
on the person, though?
It depends on the person.
Background.
Yes, but here's my thing, man, is family and friends are there, right? In my definition, they are there. So even in the shittiest of times, I can stay joyful because when I think of my family and friends, it keeps me in the joy thought. It keeps me in the joy realm of things.
Yeah. No, I get
See what I'm saying? Like, when I think of my...
didn't have them.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing. That's why I think a quote is so picture perfect to everybody's life. Like, you could read that quote, like, Dom's going to read it one way, you're going to read it one way, and I'm going to read it one way. Right? So that's why I made that poll. Like, that's why when I put out that quote, I'm like, all right, let's see where people stand on this. Right? Because I can read a quote and be like, damn, that hits hard. Right? And then let's say someone who doesn't have family and friends, right, they read that quote, they see it a completely different way because they have such a different background than I do.
Yeah.
So it kind of all depends, but that's just different perspectives, right? But I still think, like, let's say a kid who got raised up in the ghetto, right, when they're left, let's say they don't really have much on the family side, there are still going to be things that keep them joyful in a right perspective, you know? Like, I don't know, it's
What do you mean by right perspective?
like in a joyful perspective. A joyful perspective is it is a more thing to thrive for than to thrive for with happiness. Because if you thrive for happiness, depends on what your definition of happiness is. You're thriving for a 2-hour segment. You're thriving for a 5-second segment, right? You're sacrificing the now you're sacrificing the future for the instant gratification of the happiness itself. Joy, in my opinion, is something that is long-lasting. It is something that you could thrive for. It is something that keeps you in the joy perspective because it is a life eternal lasting and not 2-hour lasting like happiness is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's my perspective.
Why that person would say food as making them happy. Makes them happy or joyful?
They said it made it happy.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if that makes them joyful, they definitely obese. Because, like, that's one of the most fleeting things in the world.
It is a very controversial quote because it depends on how obviously you see things. But just in this time period and where I'm at right now, but I still think it's gonna resonate with you no matter what kind of place you're in. But I don't know. Yeah.
All I can tell you is I will be joyful when this lockdown's over.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm busting out the nice whiskey that AJ got me for my wedding. I'm busting that bitch out, and it's gonna get silly. So
It's gonna get silly.
All right, boys.
I miss going out.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't ever go out, but like now I can't go to a restaurant with my wife. It's like, fuck me, right? So, sucks.
Riley, thanks for being on the podcast.
Yes,
Good
thank
guy.
you, sir.
So,
We will see you guys in the next one. We might do a show tomorrow if these fights go and we all have time and we all get together. So we'll see what happens there. That'd be dope as fuck. They're doing Joe Rogan's doing a Fight Companion Saturday. So, but tomorrow we can do one. So.
We can make up for Joe Rogan not having one.
I'll send it to him on Twitter. Like, hey, we did a Fight Companion for you. You're welcome. Pay me.
Poor Joe.
Yeah.
Episode 78.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. See ya.